Hey, we're going to go pick up this thing I've been talking about where I have the bumper hitch on this Western Star. Also, this is going to be the farthest this truck's ever went from the farm. So that'll be exciting, right? We'll see. So yeah, we'll see how this rig works. I got to pick up a pin along the way. Otherwise, should be good. So my buddy told me this was a little too big for a 3/4 ton. I thought, what do you mean? Like, it can't be that heavy. But he left out an important part. You know, normally like something like this isn't that heavy. But that thing seems to put down a lot of tongue weight. So I guess buddy's had this sitting in the trees out back for 20 years. He said, we'd like to use it, but we don't need it bad. He said, why don't you take it, get it running, and use it all you need, and then if it's ready to go, I'm sure we'd use it. But it lifted up and everything fine. We didn't put the PTO to spin. I'm sure that tank's low in oil. Only thing I'm curious about is these wheels. They're all good except on this one, so can you still get them? I need 2 of them. Other than that, you know, I'm sure the hubs need grease and a couple hoses. But to do a little work on it, to get it to use on that one rocky quarter of mine, I think it'll be a win. And I only have 1 quarter with rock, so it kind of, to buy one is, I don't know, would really be worth it. I just gotta make it home now. Oh, the hitch seems to work. It had a little flex to it, so we built a really fancy brace in here to help support some flex. Well, that wasn't the fastest trip home, but she made it. Did just fine. I don't know when I'll get to this. Oh, I need to give it a bath. Some guy waters his road in front of his house, apparently. And he really lays the water to it. I just checked the hubs and they're good. This tire might be on its way out. It was going flat on him. But I have one of these laying around, brand new. So I guess I can throw it on. I don't have any reason to have it for anything else. But I guess this will be the project for the next while. Oh, the Sidewinder. Well named. Oh, other oddball thing. There's a solenoid there with 2 wires. Hoses go right to there. But was this reversible? Like you had a switch in the cab and you could throw it forward reverse? Did clean up a bit. We had a little thunderstorm come through last night. Put down a 1/4 inch for us. Always saying like, oh, just a 1/4 inch. That's a 1/4 inch over an acre is like 25,700 and some liters. Like, oh, that's a lot of water. You put that over a quarter, that's like 4.1 million liters of water. And just that 1/4 inch, you know. Always think about that every time. Oh, just this much rain. That's a lot of water. But today, we're going to do a little bit on the rock picker. I got to run to the city for fuel pump and stuff. So, I want to flip this hitch so it's the way it should be. And I'm going to just put new lines on this cylinder. Because this thing, just in general, scares me. So, let's have new hoses on it. And then we'll probably wait for another day to do what we're going to figure out what we're going to do with this. Apparently, this is an aftermarket kit. So we might ditch the tank and all that. Maybe I'll still use some of the valving, but just run it off the tractor. Because in my eyes, this setup was so you could run a shitty tractor, you know, an old simple tractor with open center hydraulics, and still be able to operate it all. But these guys who own this machine have all newer Deeres. So it's really not an issue at all anymore. So instead of fighting with this, and they said it would overheat the tank and all that, instead of fighting with it, we can just put it in the tractor. Now you got that tractor's cooling system going. I think it's just easier nowadays. I get why they did it, but I don't think it's necessary at this point. I bet that isn't super heavy, but I still bet I'm going to use the forklift. I'll have to move this thing out of the way. Good morning sounds. Now what they should have done is had a pig or like a stub shaft in the middle of it so I could rotate on it back and forth for transport to field. I think I'm asking for a bit much from something from the 80s. Probably should have made sure that was the right height before I shut it off. Oh well, we'll get her. Well, we might as well hook the case up now so we can see how long those lines need to be. That's offset a little nicer. Should probably be better without duals, but I ain't pulling them off just for this job. If I swing that hitch all the way over, I guess only one dual would be interfering with it, smashing rocks into the ground, so we'll call that good enough. But do we convert these to swivel pipes or JICs? These are probably ORS or something stupid. ORB just to screw me up. What's ORB? So we'll go ORB, probably to JIC, and get some lines made up for that. And a little souvenir so I don't pick up the wrong fitting. I don't deal with ORB near as much. I got the case hooked up to the Rocco matic. I got the hydraulic lines changed for the big arm because they were a little dicey. This thing's been sitting for like, yeah, I said it's been in the bush for 25 years. Probably hasn't been that long, but it's been a while. So let's go through the function, see if this will all work. We haven't touched the tank and there's no oil in it, so we won't be spinning it around yet. And I need parts for that. Good start. Come on, go up. Or do you go down all the way? Ah, you go down. I'm gonna have to pick up that garbage if I dump it. This thing could get into the back of a gravel truck. No, I don't want to dump it all. If it was just right, you could get in a gravel truck with it. Alright, come back down. I don't want to pick that stuff up. And then the wheels, I think the wheels, they weren't taking grease very well. Yeah, that's... Come on, guys. Turn. Might have to get more aggressive. I got two of them turned with the bar. I'm going to get the torch out and we're going to heat this shaft or this spindle. Should help, you know. Well, this isn't really going ideally. I don't think I have all the fittings to hook a porta power up to that grease nipple, but we'll look, see what I can figure out here. We're winning. I needed a bit more bar, a lot more heat, a new grease fitting. I need a break now. There we go. Got some following us now. Perfect. We'll ditch this stuff in this little soft spot here. Has to go somewhere. Yeah, I'd definitely get in a gravel truck. Shorter one. Okay, we're gonna get back on the rock picker. Been ignoring it. When I first picked this up, a bunch of you guys said you can't get parts for them anymore. And I thought, ooh, that's bad news. But you were mistaken. So I needed these little wheels that run on the rake itself, I guess. These guys, see? No good. But Prairie Parts Plus, apparently they remanufacture some parts and they'll actually refurbish full units. So you can buy like this unit redone from them if you don't want to do all the stuff I do. It's a shame, but your call. And while talking to him, since he's like the guru of Rocco Matics, apparently this whole PTO unit is aftermarket. It wasn't built that way. So we're going to bypass a lot of it. There's multiple ways you can do this. You can do a remote for the rake, a remote for the main part. I don't want to be running two remotes, so I think I'm going to just tie into this system and get rid of the pump and just see how it works and go from there. So I had some hoses made up and I wanted dash 10 and then they never had it, so I had dash 12 made, which is overkill, but whatever, and just had dash 12 ins put on. And I was thinking, no, that was dumb. Now I gotta go dash 12 a fitting to a Pioneer. Then I remembered the old C card here. That's what it has. So I stole them off of it. A 3/4 to a normal Pioneer. Oh yeah, that's good for it. Okay, this is kind of temporary because I have a 35 gallon a minute check valve coming, so you can't run it in reverse. Essentially, we're using a closed center system to loop through an open center system. It's fine. But let's see if things will spin over. And if they do, then I'll change these wheels. Oh, we lost one. It did turn over though. Of course, it left the wheel in a worse spot. If I shut the control flow off to that, it shouldn't send any and I can spin this over. So now we're turning that from full flow to 0. When the flow comes in, instead of going to the rake itself, it should just all return. It was supposed to happen. No. Oh well, we got it in the right spot. Trip to town for another new hose. Got those wheels on. Try her again. This thing has been parked for 20 years, so it's gonna be growing pains. Play with the speed control on the tractor, I think. We got a streamer. Well, now that we know it all turns, this little hose, I think this guy, might as well do this guy, a little bit of a kink. Get some of those returns dealt with, but it does work. Another windy, cool day. You guys see the other day I had this thing spinning over, all working, having leaks on every single hose. So I went to town. I had this hose just laying around, so I use it. Bought a bunch of those. Should be able to make something work. I think there's 7 hoses in that mess to change, and I think 4 of them were actively leaking. So, especially I think this guy was just like giving her. Second hose in. I was not prepared for ORB. I think it's the only one. Everything else seems to be pipe, but I missed that. Anyone else just have a bucket of hydraulic fittings? Or a tub? Hey, where's some ORB? Well, I kind of got it. I got to unbolt the valve to get it to thread in. But nowhere into town, which is good. I couldn't put that bracket right back on, but there's one on the back side. So it'll survive. Keep going. Just one thing after another. Oh, God damn it. JIC. National. Get most of them done. Well, if I can only do 2 more, I guess that's an obvious one. And that leak from over here I thought was this hose I changed, but could it be this one? It could be this one. That doesn't look great either. I guess they're all gonna get done. I'm gonna go get more hoses. All these short little hoses are on sale right now, so I should just do those two while I go and get those other ones. Where do you stop? You just, at this point, keep going. I'll trade those 2 in for the 2 I need for up front. So that'll be dealt with. So then, you know, they're $13 each right now on sale. So 2 more short ones. These guys don't look bad at all, actually, but whatever. $26, done. And then these ones, what are they, 3 footers, 4 footers? They might be a little more, but I'm still gonna be under $100, and it's all gonna be done with new hoses. The only old hose that would be left would be the return. Oh yeah, and these guys for the lift, but they're fine. Hey, got more hoses today. Look at that, no leaks finally. I'm a liar, god damn it. Thought I'd get away without changing those 2 little guys. No leaks on anything I changed. Well, picking up stuff from another auction. Been farming for a lot of years without a set of harrows, and I got a set of harrows. But you can imagine what they look like. They'll be good. They just need some little bit of repair. They don't look too bad, huh? It's almost like something's missing though. They're just a little lighter than normal. It's gonna be a 2-part trip to get them home. I'm hoping they pull with just 1 wing decent. I think there might be a chance where I'll have to go from here across with a chain, just so this doesn't, when you first take off. We'll see. I better strap this down and get out of everyone's way. This thing has like all new tires on it. Like newer. Front guys are new. Are these back ones? This might be a good buy after an hour or so welding. I think that looks good. Yeah, these are some decent tires. And of course, this cable ran away on it. Guys, wow, I think I got some on that trailer there. You better just take that cable. So, sweet. Makes that even easier. Single tang, I gotta remember to bring a double tang hitch back and a jack. Kind of a tight little yard here, so I might wait until tomorrow and hope some of these things run away. Well, we're back the next day, and as I had hoped, some obstacles have left. Well, hooked up now, but you know, it still seems like a tight area. You can go through there and around the back, I think, but there's a bunch of panels, and see what we can do here. Should have just went instead of going and walking at first. I gotta wait. I'm out on the road and it's looking promising. Oh, that tire's a little low. That's not promising. But the pulling it wise, it seems to be pulling okay. It's not flat. I'm definitely not going to be doing it any favors. And we'll go a ways and see how it acts. I have a jack, but I don't have any actual tools because I'm dumb. Put that back tire on I could have put on there. Should have been prepared. Made her home. It pulled well. That tire survived. I'll put some air in it now. Is it warm? Oh, yeah, it's a little warm. Everything's warm. It's like plus 30 right now. I'm not built for this. Here, one, hook this right in the way in the middle. I'll probably bring that 105 white on, hook on, fold it down over there. Then we can just figure out how we're going to throw this other wing on. Not like it's complex, but let's put it on so it doesn't do this again. Hopefully. Well, we got the white over here, hooked to my half set of harrows. I think, not that these went through a fire, but they must have burned some grass around where this was parked. I don't know if these guys are going to survive, but they're short. So we replace them, not the end of the world. Let's get this opened up and on the ground over there. Never folded these down, a set of these down before, so I'm assuming we're doing it right. Is there a lock? Must be a lock. I don't see no lock. There was a safety chain at one point, but maybe I just got it back more. Maybe it's binding. I don't know. We had a set of harrows when I was a little kid like this, but they were 82 footers with the packer bars. But I was like 8. We'll figure it out. Ah, that's how that works. I get it. Still fighting the hydraulic a little bit. I think the hydraulics leaked off if there's air in it, and these whites are super picky with their pressure compensated closed center. If there's air in the system, you just gotta cycle them a bunch. There we go. Much better. Now with them laid down on the bright side, it's uphand welding and not underhand. Apparently when this bar goes down, there's issues when there's only one cable. So it came down before the lock had pulled back, and then it ripped the cable off. It's a learning curve. Whatever. Have I mentioned lately how nice a forklift is? Now it looks like 70 feet. I don't know. It's hot out here. This is a little evening, another day thing. I can't weld in the heat. Can't even think in it. Hey, it's the next morning. It's already getting hot. It's supposed to be like 31 today. I'm just welding it back together instead of replacing it all. It's gonna be too warm to film things. We'll just jump to the finish. Well, there we go. We have a set of harrows. Here's one thing I noticed lots of people do wrong. These clamps. This is your saddle. You never saddle a dead horse. What's a dead horse? Well, when you cut its head off. See that second one? Wrong. Never saddle a dead horse. Saddle on the live one. Okay? That'll help someone, hopefully. But there's one little tab I need to weld there. It'll be easier later. I was in a tight area and But we have a set of harrows for next to nothing. I need to go through and grease some wheel bearings, but I needed it out of the way, and I'm not using it yet, so I just wanted to get it fixed and done with. Getting farther on the rock picker. It's going to be in the field any day now. Need to weld a bracket to hold this up. I have all the lines except one return line, and then the dump line's changed now, so we should be good there. And with how I did it with running an open-centered system, splitting off just to run both these at the same time, people were saying, you can't reverse it though. I said, just because I haven't showed you doesn't mean I can't. It had a reverser valve on. That's why I did it that way. So we just need to get some 12 volt and a switch going out here, which I grabbed the other day. And this way, you'll only reverse the main reel, not the rake, I guess. So on my messy bench, I got my wire. It's the cheapest way to do it. Some clamps for the battery, switch, that's momentary only. A box, and a magnet to mount it. I need to get a set of plugins so that there's a breakaway between the tractor, just in case something came unhooked. Yeah, your normal 110 plug-in. It's a perfect breakaway. There, we'll use the stock plug-in, so I only have to buy one. It'll be up here. Let's go do the rest. Guess I kind of have to cut up all the cable out here to make this work. Then do it in the shop. This would take, it shouldn't take all 32 feet of this cord, but my batteries are right down here. I don't know where the batteries is on their tractors because I don't own this thing. So I'm going to leave a lot on that side, and it should be good. But we'll have a magnet, somewhere. Anyway, this half is done. It was a bitch to get everything to fit in here, but it does. I just need to buy a plug. I didn't have one for down there. And then I'll have to see which way positive and negative has to be on the solenoid. But I'll just wait till I get that plug. Well, I just hooked it up and ran it, and it didn't work. And I flipped the wires, so I'm going to hook a light up. Just make sure I didn't pull a wire off in that box because it was really tight. And maybe see if we can hear that solenoid move or not. could not be any good. It's been sitting for a long time. Anyway, the problem is this direction, which is good. That'll be cheaper. Okay, it's the switch itself. I am using a 120 volt switch for 12 volts. I thought it would just work just because I like the size of the button for you just to hit quick. We'll have to figure something out there, but let's prove that the solenoid works still. And there we go. And if I jump the switch, perfect. So we just need a new switch, and that all works. Well, out here with the harrows, gonna weld that one chain back on. I think I have a flat tire in the end. And not gonna harrow the oil field. I just want to do enough so I can see if it's worthwhile doing it, and then I have the rock picker like ready. So I want to try it. I want to try it out. Barely went. There. Get this untangled here. I took the grinder out of the truck, so I welded garbage weld on top of garbage weld, so it might last a little bit. That'll break eventually. And the tube is wrecked on that tire. Has a slow leak, so I'm going to do 20 acres and then pull that tire off, and then I have a little bit I can go rock pick on. It'll work. Knew that silver paint would work. I only lost one the whole field. I think that squeaky seat would annoy you, but after a while you just don't even notice. It is smoothing it out. It is smoothing out or breaking up lumps. But wherever there's a big rock, if there's any straw in the harrows, it dumps all the straw on the rock and kind of hides it. It's like, don't know if I'm really helping. So yeah, I've yet to run that rock picker yet, so I don't know if I'm helping or not. So I'm going to bring it up here and try on this little area. We'll see if we should keep going. So it kind of hides some of them, but less lumps. I don't want to be that rock picker to be bringing up all these lumps of dirt either. We'll use this tire as an excuse to stop now. Like, it's holding air right now, but yeah, it's gonna hurt right there. Hey, first attempt. Rake's too aggressive in the ground, so I lifted it some. I think I need to lift it more. So I'm getting a fair bit of dirt. And then the tractor's so heavy, it really smashes them down. So I'm gonna get the hitch slid over and so the duals don't affect it as much. I think I got that set a little better. Still a little too much dirt. First load's gonna have a little bit of dirt in there. Oh. There's rocks in there too. There's a lot of straw in there also. So getting it closer to working. All right. Take a little dicking around to get that rake set right, I think. Second one is definitely less dirt. It does love to pick up straw though. A lot of straw in there still. Finding all the goodies today. I believe that's the manual pickup for the 688 New Holland we sold about 5 years ago. 6 years ago, a while ago. This is the third one, and we're definitely getting better. Less dirt, a lot of straw still, but I don't care. Straw can go. More rocks. This seems like a get two birds stoned at once kind of a plan here. Need a little dirt around this. Or rocks. Got the forklift back home, got the snowplow on it because that's what I got. It'll work. Guess I should show you what I need to do with it. This is over the well where the cows water, that rented pasture. And it kind of got wet for a while and they packed all the ground away. So since I have the rock picker, so I figure if I just keep hauling some loads of rocks over here, we'll get some topsoil to cover with at the end, or clay. They won't pack those away. But how do you spread them out? Well, the forklift. It's what we got. Try not to snag the cement itself. So that was just 2 loads of rock. 5 more? 4 more? A couple more. But we'll get it fixed up either way. Like, this is to my knee. That's a good step for some of those old cows. At least they have a path now. We harrowed all that field, and it seems like everywhere a rock is, the harrows unload the straw. So I swear there's rocks in there. Pretty sure this thing can dump over that gate. That gate actually isn't on hinges, it's just chained to the fence. Let's see. Sure hope it clears the gates. It does. Nice. Yeah, it's gonna take 6 loads or so to get that hole filled. The damn straw just takes up so much room in there. Yeah, I never saw that coming. So yeah, apparently the tips of my forks were not in here like they were supposed to be. But yeah, sure took a chunk of that cement out. Uh-oh. There, they're supposed to be in those pockets. My bad. That's 4 loads total. Or 3, maybe? Forklift's fired up. Been picking rocks all morning. And I think we almost got enough for this water here to fix the ground up. Actually, I probably need 1 or 2 to be perfect, but I bet it's good enough if we didn't continue. It's annoying because that straw is so fluffy in there. That's 2 loads. But if it was all straight rock, that'd probably only be 1 load. And I got 1 more in there. Yeah, as soon as you dump it, all that straw gets squished and the pile shrinks a bunch. But we're getting there. I think the cows have already been enjoying not stepping up on that. So yeah, hopefully get that filled and get everything built up a little more so it's not just fixed, the damage is done, but prepared for a few more years of it. So far the rock picker, I got the rake figured out a lot better, so there's a lot less dirt in my loads. It still has some straw out there. It wants to pick the straw up. What do? I'm picking a lot more rocks than I would ever be doing by hand. So a little bit of dirt in there. That's cost of doing business, I guess. And no real leaks. You know, you got seepage. It's old pipe fittings and how old of Teflon tape. Yeah. But no drips. So I can handle that. Snagged it. Get off of there. There we go. I used to be so confused about this. Neighbors started doing corn silage around here, and the crows will pack cobs of corn all over the damn place. I guess she'll pick corn too. 2 is about the limit that forklift can push anyway, so pile 2, come here with the full one, push the 2 out, and dump the 3rd, push it out, and repeat. Yeah, Another 3 and we'll be set for quite a while. It's nice how I'm gone. The cows come in and they pack it all down and pick a bunch of the straw out because they're nosy. Works. Well, far from perfect, but for a forklift and a rock picker, that is a decent fix. That should stick around a while. Some will get packed away, of course, but a lot of that rock. Yeah, it can't pull start it. That's not just the U-joint. Aww. You know, in hindsight, we should have just unhooked the harrows, pull started the tractor, and then rehooked up. But mistakes were made. No worry, Jack. We just have to cross this field with a bunch of bucking bulls in it and brammers. I wouldn't be too worried about the ones grouped together, but the loner's staring at us already. After some walking, we got more truck. Hindsight, backstory, Jack left the key on this other week, so the batteries are probably frozen, so they won't boost. And yeah, we're gonna drag the service truck out of the way, and I'm still gonna try and pull start that tractor because I want to get this harrow done today. Okay, we're gonna unhook it. Yeah, let's just do that. Looks like this thing, I'm sure it doesn't have posi, but it's probably just weighted up equal where the open diff was working perfect. Well, that works better. I'm really fighting for this one because the last 2 days we had some rain. And if I can get some of these clumps broken up, I won't have near as much in my rock picking adventures. So I was out here the other day picking rocks. I think I picked 5 or 6 loads, and just it takes a long time. I've probably only done 15 acres out here, and I've had like probably 16, 17 loads of rock off of it. They're just everywhere. Good sized ones, not ginormous, but they're there for sure. Would you believe me when I say it gets worse? Where's that spot? Oh yeah. It really blew up. So yeah, it's almost like either this thing rolling around at 11,000 pounds daily is hard on the drivetrain, or that 318 is feeling spicy today. I don't know. What do you guys think? Oh yeah, it's definitely working good after that rain. See all those lumps? You see less lumps, and rocks popped right out on top. Well, those lumps, but ignore those ones. But rocks right out on top. You're not going to get every lump, but it's definitely better. Go take the new daily driver home and do some work on the Massey. I'm going to be out there all fall picking rocks. That field will be so clean. Spend 2 days out there maybe, or get another day in of picking rocks. I finished harrowing that yesterday and brought the white home. And yeah, after that snow, those lumps broke up even better. So should have much cleaner baskets today. Man, my tires are square. I think it's the front too. I don't know if you can see it, but I can see it. Jeez. So this quarter is right on the road that goes to the dump. So there is garbage in it all the time. And people throw garbage out if the dump's closed, and they think it's like the landowner's problem. I think it's the county's problem. And the county can fucking worry about it. Not my problem. Okay, back to picking rocks. I got my offset wrong, but irrelevant. I just want to see how many acres. I think I only get like an acre per fill, so 4.5 we'll start with. Ah! Too much dirt. There we go. Yeah, those clumps of straws, you got to get them because a lot of times a rock would knock that clump of straw out of the harrows. The problem with that straw is it builds up in the front and it gets hard to throw rocks in. So you got to half dump it and get it shimmied to the back and then keep going. Get. Looks like a big pile of straw, but there's a lot of rocks in there. Yeah, just under an acre. This one has a little more dirt than I'd like in it. We'll do a pass up this fence where it's way less straw, easier to keep clean. Actually, we'll do this hilltop. There might be a few rocks around here. Start doing a circle and work my way out. Circles, and it's all off, but point is, it looks like a lot of straw, but there is a lot less rocks out there, and you're not going to get them all. But compared to before, oh, you little bugger, definitely better.